My question is, what is the mindset belief for managing multiple relationships? I've been meeting lots of girls lately and been starting multiple sexual relationships, as you should. But once I tell them I see other women, they get mad and they walk away from my life. Trust me, it happens. I find myself meeting new women again. That's a good thing. Am I being too honest with them? What am I doing wrong? I don't want to lie and keep secrets from them. Please help me. And this is, once again, David from Argentina. The thing with multiple relationships, it really comes down to this. You have to know what you want. And I tell guys this all the time. You can have anything on the planet that you want. This is your reality. This is your prerogative. This has nothing to do with society. This has nothing to do with your parents. This has nothing to do with your friends. This has to do with you wanting to create the experience that you believe that you deserve. And if you feel like you deserve and you want multiple women in your life, not all guys are like that. It's okay. Like I'm not one to say it's only multiple relationship styles or things like this, or it's natural for all men, because it's not natural for all men. There's certain men that crave this, that have this experience, and there's nothing wrong with going after what you want. And you're absolutely being correct. There is no being too honest. There's only being honest, being true to yourself, being authentic. And if you want that, then you absolutely 100% tell them that right from the get-go. And are you going to go through lots of women that aren't going to like you, and they're going to have their own preconceived ideas about what you think you should have for your reasons from their point of view? Yeah, you're going to get lots of people like that. And lots of people will not agree. I have lots of people that think I'm the biggest dickhead in the world because I choose to live my life the way that I want to. And it's not fair or blah, blah, blah to everyone else that thinks on that level. You know what? Bottom line is this. You have an agreement. And that agreement is with yourself and with the Creator. And when you decide that's who you are and that's what you want at whatever age limit that you are, then go for it, man. There's a thing that I want to talk about a little bit about multiple relationships. And it goes like this. If you find someone who's in your life and you're upfront about it, you basically let them know who you are from the get-go. There's no harm, no foul, because you're being honest. And will lots of women walk away? Yeah, because lots of women, are conditioned for that they've been brainwashed. There's only one man, one woman, that's it. And no matter what, you have to deal with it. Well, you don't have to deal with it, because I know lots and lots of men and all the people that I've hung around with that are living this lifestyle already. Now, is it true that there are women that cannot really take it, or it's not what they want? And yeah, absolutely. When they get mad and walk away, be glad, okay? Because if you lie from the beginning, you're being dishonest with yourself and with them. And second of all, you're not really pre-qualifying them for your lifestyle. And I tell guys this a lot. Stop trying to go for heterosexual women that are only into men. Right? If you really want to make this fun, try to find a bisexual woman or even a lesbian that every once in a while wants to flip it around and get a little wild or anything like this. If you do that and you find people that are open and they're honest and they're living at a higher level of love, then it's only going to benefit you, because then A, maybe you all get along and then you have a cool relationship to work out. B, you get to experience when you go out and let's say she wants to go hunting for women, let's just call it that, and you can support her in that. And it will happen. There's enough people on this planet that are into it. And there's a lot of people that are way, way kinkier than that. So when you're there, you just got to really talk about, like, how are you bringing it up? So if a girl gets mad and walks away, to me, it means that you're not really explaining your own philosophy, what you believe. And you should have your own philosophy down, not just, I want multiple women, because that's kind of shallow. But if you're like, hey, I absolutely believe that, love is unconditional and each person can experience love for their own reasons, for whatever that means, and should go after what it is, then that's okay. I have a philosophy down. What I say sometimes, I think it's absolutely normal for a man to have multiple women in his life. And I just look down and go, it's kind of metaphoric. Like, think of the man as masculine, okay? Like, what's masculine? The penis. It's hard, it's penetrating, that's masculine. Okay, what's feminine? Kind of soft, and if you flick them, it can be sensitive as well. Those are kind of like the feminine. And I look at it, I go, okay, so you got a dick, and then you got two balls on each side. I go, that's the man, and these are the women. It's natural. God's own design. That's the way I look at it. You just got to stick to your guns, man, and be okay about it, and absolutely stay honest with yourself and stay honest with them, because whether they walk away or not, they're going to respect that you could have bullshitted them. You could have lied and said, oh, it's just me and you, baby, and been having sex with them and other girls on the side without saying it. Is it going to cut your chances down to have intimate connections? Yeah, that's one way. But if you're not being serious, then go ahead and have sex with different women and just say, hey, you know what? I have friends that I see. I have very many women that I'm intimate with on a friendship and other than level that is fun, that's appealing. And you get along, and that's that. So, people think like multiple relationships, oh, it's the greatest thing in the world. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Any relationship's a lot of work. So if one relationship's hard, imagine now dealing with, multiple dynamics and things like this, and you're dealing with what society has brainwashed into people. So you're going to have to dispel a lot of beliefs. You're going to have to give a lot of love, and you're going to have to really, be open and true about that. There's lots of different rules and boundaries to this. One is it okay for them? Is it going to be okay for them? I'm of the belief that if you can dish it out, you better be able to take it. And the one thing that's really important is to realize that, if you're talking to a person about this, and there's no taking love from anyone else. Like, if I love this person over here and I care about that person, that's who I care about. I can love and care about this person over here as well. And it's not going to take away from anyone. Just as I can't be a guy, like, say, a woman that I'm with wants to hang out with another guy, I'm not going to give her that experience that unique guy is going to give her. All right? All I can do is say, hey, you know what? Like, go for it. I can't do that. I'm not the guy that goes on little bike rides and goes into the mountains and does hike. That's not me. So if she wants that, she's going to get that from them. So it takes a great degree of contentment and confidence to be okay and to understand on a higher level of love and of sharing and of friendship that everyone deserves what they deserve. And be absolutely okay with having a person walk out of your life because of the fact that they're not really in tune with what it is you want. You want to be on the same frequency. If you want your life to be in harmony, you've got to be in the same frequency. And when it comes down to like the type of relationship that you're with, and when everyone's cool and up front, like every single woman that I hang out with, and it does go there. Like last week, we were in 2 menage a trois, and it wasn't like menage a trois. It was like, no, this girl's coming over and laying on bed, and next thing you know, things happen. But when you really know up front, because a lot of these girls, there's no struggle, and it's one of the things that I like to teach you guys is that there's no struggle when it comes to who I am and what I'm about. So the first thing, like this one right here, the way I met her, okay, is I went to this hotel where it was a friend of mine that I used to have sex with a lot, and I never met her before, and she was doing her makeup at the table, and I'm like, I basically just told her, I said, hey, I don't know who you are, but I don't mind if, hope you don't mind that I'm going to have sex with your friend in front of you. And she was like, oh, she was putting on her makeup, pretending not to look.
We don't care.
Yeah. Or things like
this. We try to, yeah.
But the point, the point that I want to make, and it was funny because then I went out with her that night and ended up having sex with her that night too. But it's one of these things where when you're up front about it and you're like, this is who I am as a man. This is who I am. This is the relationships that I live. Like, I don't even fuck around with like monogamous women. If I'm like, you're monogamous, don't even want to get involved. So
the thing about it is I didn't even know he was married until I got in his car and I was like, what? And this is a setup. Oh my God. I was like, kind of like, what the fuck? But I was kind of like, okay, she knows about it. Okay, this is okay. Now I'm wanting to know more. Yeah. And then the next thing I know is like I'm being more involved with him and his life and his home. So, and then I'm thinking, okay, I'm looking at polyamorous. I'm like, oh, I could be the person that I could fuck whoever I want to on the side too. But that wasn't it. I was kind of like more here. It's every I guess polyamorous relationship is different. I guess what they want and what they don't want in a relationship.
But the point, because I know a lot of you guys are into this, is the first question I ask is if I'm talking to a person, I'm not like going down the list like, are you this? It's just like, I'm into a polyamorous lifestyle. I only pretty much date bisexual, bi-curious women, because if you're not into that, then there's no reason for me to pursue a relationship like that. Because if I know that all these girls love girls, which they all do, then it makes it a lot easier for us. It's normal if I bring around because I'm pretty much the one that brings the other girls in. I'm basically like, she's cool, and instantly they get together and they're like, oh, hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm so-and-so. And next thing you know, like they just met for the first time tonight. So I want you guys to, just like I said, understand that, it can exist and it can exist very harmoniously. Sometimes we had another girl that just got kicked out the other day because she was starting to play a little stupid drama games, and just cut her loose, just said, hey, you're like, this is like high school shit. You're stirring shit up and things like this. So like I said, I want you guys just to have these understandings here. So
it's like you have to be strong in this. You can't be. Everybody's a team here. It's not a competition. You're in a competition with yourself if you can really handle this lifestyle or not. It's not like, if you're wanting one person to give all the attention, this is not the lifestyle. It's like it's kind of like a union, you know what I mean? It's nice.
Yeah,
it's
just like we're all friends. There's none of those jealous emotions, like envy or like talking crap about each other. Like, that's the good thing about this. Like, we are all similar and we're all friends and we accept each other. Like, yeah, so what? Like, I want to fuck his wife and I'm probably going to. No.
And I'm going to watch.
Exactly.
For the ladies, all right, here you go. Was there a time in your life that you only wanted monogamy but decided to try open relationships with a guy? What qualities did this man have that made you say yes?
Okay, well, in my opinion, there was never a discussion. Like, when you start dating someone, it's not like, hey, by the way, unless it's like, oh, you guys start dating and it is a monogamous relationship. Usually you guys are just talking, and when you guys are just talking, there is no expectations. That's what everyone has in relationships, are expectations. So when you are in a relationship and you guys start dating, that's when the expectations come into play. Like, hey, so I want you to only be having sex with me. That conversation usually comes into play. If you really like the person good enough, then you will say, yeah, like, you know what, sounds right for me and I'm ready to do that. But if not, then you just keep it talking. And a girl can be talking to two guys. Don't get offended. You know what I mean? Maybe you're not giving her all the needs that she wants. But if you guys are completely open with each other, then that's what completely matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like, hey, let's just decide to be polyamorous. It doesn't work like that. I mean, I haven't had a relationship that's been polyamorous, so it was just like, oh, let's just all, have an orgy. No, it didn't work like that. But it was in a point where we both wanted the same thing. We both wanted to be, free birds, and we both slept with whoever we wanted, and then there's all the conversations about protection and stuff like that.
It's more, how do I deal with being in and living in this lifestyle? For me, they always ask, how can he do it? And he's married. And I said, of course, he's married. I mean, and she knows about it. I've lived in the house with him before. So, and yes, it gets weird. And you kind of go into like more detail, like, she knows about it. It's not like we have this fat orgy or it's, and it's not like that. It's kind of like we're all a team. So it's people wonder and ask, like, and they kind of like look at me all crazy, like, you are crazy, and people are so used to being with one person. And if they're not, I mean, they're lying to themselves about not wanting to be in this lifestyle. I mean, if you can't keep your dick in your pants or your vagina or your legs shut and you're sleeping around with a bunch of people and you're married or you're not, and you're not even open about it, then
look there, that's the
you're lying to yourself. Like you, so it's okay. It's more open these days to live in this lifestyle. Don't be ashamed of it. There's actually people like us all around the world. I mean, if people like this back in the day can do it, like in the Greek goddess times, then why can't we do it now? It's more open to it.
Just remember, with him, he does have love for all of us in this cuckoo crew. He doesn't believe in monogamy, so he does treat us like a nice, respectful man will treat us.
But I want to say I'm not always fucking nice.
Oh no, he is so honest, brutally honest. But he does it for your own good. And he's hooking up with my sister, so me and him are just really good friends, but you know what I mean? But still, this is my really good friend.
And also think about this. Like, I want to blow your guys' minds a little bit. Like, I sleep with her sister too, all right? But she sleeps in my bed with me as well. Like, she'll, without her sister.
Yeah, and I'll cuddle with them. And she doesn't care. I'll be in my bra and underwear because I'll go practice on his pole because I like to, pole. I practice on his pole and he'll see me in my bra and underwear. He'll see me in my G-string and I'll go sleep in the bed with them. It's not a big deal. We don't care. You know what I mean? It just hasn't happened yet. So I'm not going to say whatever.
You hear that yet?
Nah.
But you see what I mean? I'm just working on McGlenna first because I like women more. So I'm definitely going for his wife. You know what I mean? More.
And which comes back to if you're in a kind of this kind of way of who you are and what you want, think about how easy it is. Like, I don't want to, me personally, if you're a busy guy and you got shit going on, like, I don't want to really spend all my time with you because I got other shit going on. So one of the nice things about this is, like, if I'm going to work and she's like, oh, I want to go, because I'm not the guy that's going to go take you on a little hike and go walking and shit like this.
That's boring.
You know, stuff like that. But if she wants to go to the beach and they're like, she wants to go to the beach and she wants to go to a rave or go out dancing,
we just plan something out together, and it just
plan out
motivates
together.
us.
And then usually by that time, then I'm looking at myself going, dude, you're being a lazy fuck. Like, all the girls are getting ready, suck it up, let's go. You go out and have fun with them. So I want to expand your minds on what it is, because there's not a lot of information out there on this kind of like relationship. That's why I want to have this conversation.